and welcome to my channel. Today I would like to show you how to make this beautiful butterfly just using 3 colours. It's got a very much of a wow factor, I find, because it's really bright and vibrant. I'm just using yellow, orange and brown. I'm using brown for the body rather than black because I've used that before. So let's get started. So we're needing to make 4 wings all together, 2 upper and 2 lower. So I'll push that one to one side. Now I'll lay these out so you can see what you need. To make this butterfly we're going to make these teardrop shapes with different amounts of loops in each one of them using a quilling comb. At the end I'll show you something that you can pause on and you can write down the numbers that you need in. But these are for the upper wing and these are for the lower wing. I'm going to show you how to do it once for an upper wing one which has got the most loops in, and then you can make your other sizes and we'll construct the butterfly once you've got all your bits together. So you're wanting to insert your quilling strip, the second one up from the bottom. Push them to the side, you can see. So you've got it wrapped around there. Now I like to keep my finger on the back of it so it doesn't slip out. Just keep a little bit of a flap over and then fold it over, and then that piece is where we're going to put our little bit of glue and then fold this one over. So I'm going to try and keep your finger close on it on the back. So this is probably the most fiddliest part of doing these, is the starting it. You can use your needle tool to make a little loop on it, but I just prefer doing it this way. So I've got that stuck there, and I push it right through the same one that we've come from at the bottom. So essentially we're going around this one twice. This is just to make a good anchor for it. So release your grip from the back and put pressure on the front, fold it around the back, and then you've got it up at the front again for what you're going to do. So for the top part of the wing we're needing 8 loops. So I've done the yellow one and I'm going to show you how to do the orange, and these are really easy. So you're just taking your quilling strip and pop it through the next space up, and it's just repeating what we've just done about transferring your grip from one to the other one and pressing it down and then bringing it round to the back, from the back to the front, sorry. And then the next one we're going up again, pull it around the back, keep pressure on it. This way you can put a little bit of glue each time you come round just on the base if you want, but I don't think we really need that. But and just carry on doing that until you've got 8 loops. So we've got 1, 2, so if you don't count this bottom prong, but if you count these this way then it'll tell you how many you've got. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, so we've got another 4 rounds to do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, one last one. Then pull it round to the back. Now you don't need to bring it to the front again, so turn your quilling comb over and then you can just tear it near the base, because you don't need these little bits for this one anyway. Save these and you can stick them together to make longer strips to do your other sizes on, so it saves you some of your quilling strips. Just a tip there, so you can be a bit frugal with your strips. Tiny bit of glue. There we go. And then put some pressure on the bottom one, which we wrapped around twice, and that before we started doing the rest of them, just a bit easier to grab those, and then just slide off gently. And as you can see we've got 8 loops. So I've laid these out how they're going to go. I'm putting the yellow at the top, because on the other one that I've done I'd put the orange at the top, so I just want a bit of variety. Well, I think they've got mushed about a little bit. So the smallest ones have got 3 loops, and then we go 4 and then 5. I'll just show you. I've written it out so you can take a screenshot or something. So on the where we've done the reinforcement of the first loop, I'm having those on the inside, sorry, the outside of the petal. It's me, I've got them laid out the wrong way, but I shall show that. So this is my chart that I've got showing you how to do it. Because it's 3 colours, that's why I've just got colour 1, colour 2. You can put whichever ones you want on, and then colour 3 I'll show you once we've got the wings constructed. So hopefully you've managed to take a screenshot of that. So so for the upper wing, if on the chart I've marked it so that I need 2 8 loop ones, 2 7 loop and 2 6, and that's for either side, so we need 2 lots of those. So what we're going to do is I'm going to do the upper wing first, so we take the 6 larger ones, take them out of the way. So because these are thicker, the thinner sides adhere to each other a bit more easily, but it makes a natural curve onto the petal, the petal shapes, and then we're going to make the wing. So we're just putting both of the 8 loop ones together to start with. They will fan out a little bit, but we are going to wrap them with the 3rd colour. So a bit more glue, and then this is the next loop down. So on each wing you've got essentially 6 long teardrops. There we go. So the next part of the wing is the tight coils. So I'll do the same with the small ones in a minute, but we need, for each wing, we need, how do we go? Oh, I'll roll that one down. So we need 5 tight coils for each part of the wing, and that's basically a half strip of brown, so the same length as what the way that we've used for the wings, and we're making a tight coil, so we just need to roll these up, take it off, a little bit of glue, that's it. So once you've got, oh, that one's come off. See, these things happen. There we go. Stay, that's where I want you. So we need 5 of those all together, and they're essentially going to be going in between each of these at the end. So they will go like this. And that'll hold the ends of the teardrops together. So you just put a little bit of glue in between each of those. Just hold it for a few seconds. So you might want to just give it a few minutes to dry. You can use a corkboard to pin these while they're dry, but I was lazy and I didn't get it out today. So, if you find that they're not keeping in the place, just pop a little bit of glue on where they join on top, and then the glue will seep down in between the cracks. This one's a little bit separated from the other ones on the upper wing. Really doesn't want to stay for me today. Right, I'll wait for that to dry and I'll come back and I'll show you how to wrap it. It's sticking a little bit better now, so what we're going to do is we're going to wrap around the outside of this with a brown strip. So just put a little bit of glue on the end. Again, if you've got a bit of time, you can leave them to completely dry before you do this. I'm just showing you quickly. And then just going around. So what I like to do is, where I want the glue to dip, the colour strip to dip, I just pop a little bit of glue there, and then it's got somewhere extra to grip onto. So your first round can be a little fiddly, but it's worth it. So if you just wrap your strip around the outside, and you can use, if you've got nails or a pokey tool, just something just to push the strip into where you want it to dip. Except this top one's separate, whereas all these at the bottom, they're all clumped together. Don't worry about it sticking to the table or your cardboard, it'll easily come off because it's just PVA. And that's the first wrap. Now whenever I'm wrapping, I like to go around twice, simply so that it's got reinforcement. So put a tiny bit of glue at the end so it joins up, and then we're basically going to do the same thing, just wrapped around the same on top of where we've already been. Right, so we've got 2 wraps around there, and then just take your scissors and snip. Save the brown strip for doing your other wings. So while that dries, I'll bring you one that I've already made and dried, and that, rather than having to wait again for it, let's pop that over there. So I've done both wings here. It's basically the same process for the lower wing. And if you're getting a dry glue like this on, you can just use a stiff brush to get it off. I'll just wait until I finish the butterfly all together, and then I'm only having to do it once. So I've stuck both of the upper and the lower part of the wings together and let them set. It's exactly going the same, but on the bottom half you've got 5 loops, 4 loops and 3 loops. So you're going from 8 loops all the way down to 3, and then you've got your little gap in between of where you got your upper and your lower. So once you've got them made, we need to make a body. So to do this, you need 2 of these little cone shapes. So I think this was where have I put my, I think it's the to get it out of my packet. Now for this body I've used 1.5 strips of the brown. So I'm just taking a half strip and sticking it to the full strip. It's up to you, depending on what size body you want to do. This is just what I did for this one. And then, oh, there's my quilling tool. There. So you're making a tight coil. If you've watched my other butterfly videos, then you'll have seen me do this a few times now. These are all 3mm strips. I can't remember whether if I said at the beginning. And I think the length was 40 centimetres, if I remember right. Yeah, take it off, keep it tight, because I need it into your tight coil. I'll put some glue there. And then we want to get a bluntish pencil. Sorry, got dry glue everywhere. It's a problem with working PV here. It sticks to everything. So I've got a fairly blunt pencil. You can be a bit more blunter. It's just because we're wanting to push it through the centre, so we're trying to make a cone, not cone, and just wiggle it slowly. Don't rush this part because your coil can come undone really easily and it's so frustrating. It does take a bit of practice to get the knack of doing it. And then pull your pencil out. And then you've just got to put some glue on the inside. And then you use a brush just to swirl it around on the inside. And then you leave it to dry. So, and then once they're dry enough, you can stick them together. Because one's already done it. So it's probably better off using a tacky glue when you're trying to stick the bodies together. Simply because it's just a sort of blunt edge going to a blunt edge. But I think I need a new bottle of tacky glue. There we go. It does dry clear, so it don't matter if it does squidge out at the sides, but just for prettiness, I suppose, if you want to just keep the minimum amount of glue on, then just try your best to smooth it out. Now, one side of it's not fully done, so I'll leave that to dry. I've got another body already made, and so now we need to put the antenna on. And to make an antenna, I've got a quarter. Is it a quarter or is it a... No, it's an eighth. So it's an eighth length piece of the strips that we've been using. And all we're going to do is just make a curl. Then we'll let it unravel, and there you've got it. I've got one that I'd already made up with. This one I'll put that to the side, because I'll put that with the bigger one that I've done. Now to stick these on, it's just basically putting a little dot of glue of either side. There you go. So that's your body with your antenna on. Just keep a baby wipe at the side and just keep wiping your fingers off. It does help having something moist at the side for you to clean your fingers on, because like I said, PVA gets everywhere. So this is one that I've got ready with one set of the wings already stuck on. So I'll pop this to the side while it dries. It's easier if everything's on the body that it is dry when you're trying to stick the wings on. Now hopefully you've got your upper and your lower wings stuck together and they're easier to go on. Now to stick this to it, we're adhering it to the bottom half of the body because we want the top wing to be more wider than the other one. So again, you can either use tacky glue or PVA. Put some glue, and it's just a case of letting it dry. Just holding it in place. And then that's your butterfly. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!